250 plus markets across the United States of America. Check your AM, FM listing nearest you. Plus, ESPN 630 in the nation's capital. They joined the show this week. They joined the family. They're carrying this show, the Stephen A. Smith Show, live in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Plus, you can hear me on Sirius XM, Channel 80, plus ESPN Radio, simulcast live over the national television airways of ESPN News. Number to call up, as always, is 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. The Stephen A. Smith Show is being brought to you by mycomputercareer.edu. Training for a better life. Time for Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Got a lot of stuff to get into today. Obviously, NBA free agency is percolating. There is no doubt about that. A lot of stuff. Most of the things have happened. You know the stories. KD and Kyrie have elected to join the Brooklyn Nets. Klay Thompson is going to stay in Golden State. Jimmy Butler, a sign and trade deal has taken place that has put him in the Miami Heat with the Miami Heat. Tobias Harris has re-signed with the Philadelphia 76ers, 5 years, $180 million. Guys like J.J. Redick departed from Philadelphia to head to the New Orleans Pelicans and joined Zion Williamson and the crew. You have Boogie Cousins, who still does not have a team as of yet. You've got guys like Malcolm Brogdon, who was traded to the Indiana Pacers. Ultimately got himself a 4-year, $85 million deal. It's going to be real interesting. Indiana could be a team to watch because you got Victor Oladipo coming back eventually, and you put him in a lineup with Malcolm Brogdon, who's not going to be a reserve, will probably be a starter since they're paying him over $20 million a year now. So it's going to be real interesting to see what transpires where he's concerned. And everybody and their grandmother is waiting to see what Kawhi Leonard does. Kawhi Leonard was in the Barbados. Kawhi Leonard has promised the Toronto Raptors that indeed he will give them the very last meeting before he makes his official decision as to whether or not he will stay in Toronto with the reigning defending NBA champions, who he got into a championship and where he captured an NBA Finals MVP yet again, two-time NBA Finals champion, two-time NBA Finals MVP. That is Kawhi Leonard. He will make a decision as to whether or not he's going to remain with Toronto or he's going to depart for one of the LA teams, whether it be the Clippers or the Lakers. His decision is expected sometime this week. We have no idea when. We have no idea what he is going to do. I don't think there's ever been a situation or a time where you can have the number of NBA insiders, the number of people covering this league who are all virtually clueless as to what this man is going to do. We have heard that the Lakers are the team that that has the edge as we speak, but the Los Angeles Clippers say, wait a damn minute now, don't rule us out. Here we come. We've got better ownership. We've got the front office executive extraordinaire. That's the right-hand man of Steve Ballmer and Jerry West. We've got a Hall of Fame coach in Doc Rivers. We've got a first-class organization, medical staff. We plan on upgrading our facilities and, having a new arena in the next few years, evolving this entire franchise completely and totally around Kawhi Leonard. And so you have that if you're the Clippers pitch. If you're the Los Angeles Lakers, you know what your pitch is? We're the Lakers. That's it. We're the Lakers. And I know we haven't made the playoffs the last 6 years, but the brand that is the Los Angeles Lakers, who we are and what we bring to the table, and the fact that we have LeBron James, and the fact that we have Anthony Davis, we're already a title contender based on them alone, and we don't even have a roster filled out yet. Oh, by the way, Andre Iguodala was moved from Golden State to Memphis, and by the way, he's expected to take a buyout so he can go anywhere he wants, and the likelihood is that he's going to end up in L.A. because his former agent happens to be the general manager of the Los Angeles Lakers, which is Rob Pelinka. Assuming all of that happens. So you got LeBron, you got AD, you got Kyle Kuzma, you might have Andre Iguodala. So clearly your defense has been upgraded significantly, your offense has been upgraded significantly, your personnel has been upgraded significantly. When you look at the Los Angeles Lakers, here's the bottom line. You're lucky. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and tell you that Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss to be excoriated the way they were about 3 weeks to a month ago when Magic Johnson came on national television and said that he felt betrayed by Rob Pelinka. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you that Rob Pelinka is not stupid. Rob Pelinka is knowledgeable about the game of basketball. Rob Pelinka is competent. Rob Pelinka was damn well better than competent as an agent. And I'm going to tell you that Jeannie Buss, one of the nicest human beings you could ever meet in your life, who loves her Lakers, pulled the trigger on a few things and was a bit more assertive over the last few weeks. And as a result, now you find yourself in a situation where we no longer are laughing at the Lakers or crying, depending on who you are, because, damn it, I'm miserable when the Lakers are miserable. I'm here to tell you something right now. I'm going to call it like I see it. And when they deserve criticism, I'm going to give it to them. But make no mistake about it, I don't root against the Lakers. Because to root against the Lakers is to root against Southern California. It's to root against the Staples Center. And that I am absolutely, positively allergic to doing. I love the Staples Center, especially when the Lakers are playing there. I love Southern California, especially when the NBA season is ongoing. Make no mistake about it. And me personally, I'm one of those guys who believes firmly that Steve Ballmer should get his own arena and should move outside of the Staples Center and get his own home. I mean, if you go to a game for the Lakers and then you go to a game for the Clippers, it's like a high school environment compared to the pro environment because the lights are just different. The lighting inside the Staples Center, it just reeks of star-studded allure. And then you look at the Clippers and it's like a high school gymnasium. Same arena, same amount of seats, sold out, people are watching. Better basketball over the last several years, doesn't matter. The Lakers are the Lakers in L.A. They are in no danger of suffering from the plight that the New York Knicks presently have at its doorstep. And that is the stepchild of basketball in your town, which is the Brooklyn Nets, have now taken over New York. 2 stars, 2 champions, picked Brooklyn over Broadway. 2 stars, 2 champions, said those bright lights and the world's famous arena can kiss my you-know-what. And they went to the Barclays Center. That is what happened. New York Knicks are not worse today than they were Sunday. They're not a worse team. There's no evidence that Steve Mills and Scott Perry and David Fizdale don't know what they're doing. That's not what this is about. What it is about is that evidently the allure that was once in the possession of the New York Knicks is no more. It now belongs to Brooklyn. Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Yeah, we know where they at now. I mean, it's so damn obvious. You even know where the pizza shops are off Atlantic Avenue now. It's a new day in New York. But guess what? Even if Kawhi Leonard ends up going to the Clippers, it still ain't a new day in LA because they got LeBron and AD. And that is what this comes down to. Me personally, I would rather Kawhi go to the Clippers than the Lakers only because I love competition. And I detest the fact that cats team up with one another, join one another, and so dramatically shifting the balance of power that there's no reason to even pay attention to competition during the regular season because it's just that lopsided. I want stars competing against each other. You know one of the things that had me so excited about the playoffs? The fact that there was a first-round match between Oklahoma City and Portland. Because guess what? Russell Westbrook is undeniably a star, but so is Damian Lillard. And to watch those two brothers going at each other, that's what you live for right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you live for. And oh my Lord, you just crave for the days where that just returns. Let me tell you something. I thought it was a weak move when KD went to Golden State, but I got to tell you, when I pulled off the reins, and it wasn't just because his mama is just the most adorable woman in the world and, was like, be nice. thought I was too harsh. And damn it, she was right. Because I love me some Mama Durant. She is a special woman. But I got to tell you something. I got to give KD what credit is due in this regard. Because when he went to the finals and went up against LeBron, it was like, all right, you had your crew. I got mine now. Let's go. And LeBron averaged a triple-double and averaged over 30. But KD averaged 35 and 8. It wasn't like he went along for the ride. That brother was like, let's go. Open and tap. He was guarding LeBron. That's what you want to see? When Portland went up against Chicago, Jordan was like, Drexler, here I am. Here I am. Let's go. This is what you want to see. When Bird and Matt and Dr. J went up against one another, and Dr. J punched him in the face at midcourt. That's what you want to see. Maybe not necessarily the punching in the face, but you want to see mano a mano. You want to see cats going up against one another. Here's what you want to look for. You don't want them joined together. When Dwayne Wade sat up there and accidentally, or whatever you want to call it, hit Kobe in an all-star game. And Kobe had to wear a damn mask. And people were talking about Kobe and D. Wade. What did they do? The next game after the All-Star break years ago, Miami and D. Wade and LeBron and those boys showed up at the Staples Center. And you saw Kobe and D. Wade guarding each other and going at it. Two of the greatest guards in the history of basketball. This is what you want to see. This is what you live for. And I want to see Kawhi versus LeBron. I'm not going to be mad if they Lakers together because, I mean, damn it, that's the bright lights. That's Tinseltown. That's the Staples Center. That's the Lakers being prohibitive favorites to come out of the West and represent the Western Conference in the finals and probably win a championship with those big three. Yeah, there's nothing bad about that. But a better scenario is LeBron and AD beating Kawhi and the Clippers to pull that off. Do I want Kawhi in Toronto? Hell no. I appreciate the NBA globalizing its brand. I appreciate a champion being in the country of Canada and the wonderful, marvelous city of Toronto. I appreciate all that. I truly do. I truly do. But I got to tell you something. We ain't really mentioned Toronto since. Anybody think about Toronto? Anybody think about Canada? That's hockey world. Nobody give a damn about that. What they care about is teams right here in this country. Yeah, it's patriotic. Yeah, it's shunning other nations. So what? Get over it. We ain't here to hug one another and sing Kumbaya. We're going to call it like it is. I want to thank once again all those folks in customs in Canada. On the U.S. side, especially as we coming back home, they were very good to me. I'll never forget those dudes as long as I live. They could not have been nicer and more hospitable and more supportive in helping me get across the border and come back in and all of that other stuff. It was far less cumbersome than I anticipated. They even helped me get my global entry card. It's official, y'all. I got my global entry card right now, John. I got global entry. I got the card and everything. I'm good. I'm good. Nexus is next. In case I want to go into Toronto. Because even though I've heard about Toronto, I've heard the city of Montreal is absolutely fabulous. Can't ignore that. Can't ignore that. But I digress. The point is, you might want to go to Toronto or Montreal a party to witness the city being a gorgeous mosaic it is. All of those things may be ultra important to you and it might matter. But when it comes to basketball, all right, you had your day in the sun. You won a championship. Congratulations. But you ain't thinking about Toronto. You know what you're thinking about now? Philly, Boston, to a lesser degree, Milwaukee. You may have gotten worse. That's what you're thinking about. And you're thinking about the Western Conference. Damian Lillard re-upping for Supermax deal. Congrats again to the Goodwin brothers, particularly Aaron Goodwin. I say the Goodwin brothers, Eric and Aaron, they're one and the same. His brother got 6 years, $258 million. First $50 million player in North American team sports. Two brothers negotiated that contract. Aaron and Eric Goodwin. Let's give love and props to those brothers. I'm so proud of y'all. But you look at that. You look at OKC. Paul George was an MVP candidate before he faded a little bit. Love Paul George. And by the way, one of the best people you'll ever meet in your life. Good dude. Russell Westbrook, a bit cantankerous and acerbic, a little bit too much sometimes, but damn it, he never cheats us. And I don't give a damn about his $200+ million. He deserves every penny. I love Russell Westbrook. Attitude and all. Utah, hell of a job this summer. Hell of a job. Picking up Bogdanovich, that's a huge, huge plus for that franchise. I'm here to tell you, that's a huge plus. I love that pickup. They're going to do some things in Utah. Make no mistake about it. The Clippers, Patrick Beverley, very, very wise to keep them. That's my little brother right there. Got $40 million. I don't know if anybody deserves it more. Blue-collar hard worker, over $13 million a year. Defensive wizard. Rough, hard knocks, never cheat you with effort. Rough rider, ain't scared of a soul. Love Patrick Beverley. It's my little brother right there. I got a special affection for that brother. But you look at it, Portland, Utah, the Clippers, OKC, Houston, you can't ignore Austin Rivers, re-signed with Houston. Good move on their part to keep him on board. Didn't need Jimmy Butler, you needed him. Not when you got Harden and CP3, you needed Austin Rivers. Good move for him. Golden State, I'm not counting them out. Got my man Sean, You've got some folks out there talking about they ain't going to make the postseason. I beg to differ. I think the Golden State Warriors are going to make the postseason. D'Angelo Russell is not a bad pickup. There's a chance they'll have 4 All-Stars on the court at the same time. D'Angelo Russell with Klay, Steph, and Draymond at some point in time, with Kevon Looney re-signed and re-up. The Golden State's not winning the championship, but I like their chances for making the playoffs. And Steph Curry is a superstar. Let's not forget that. So we got that going on. Of course, we got the Lakers. We can't ignore that. Pelicans can't be ignored either. David Griffin has done a phenomenal job since taking over as executive VP, president of basketball operations. The man is doing a special job and has an incredible level of credibility and is a good man and knows what he's doing and is organized and stout. And keeping Alvin Gentry, brilliant move. Say what you want about Alvin Gentry. I'm going to say this again, and I said it before. I'm going to say it again. Do y'all remember the job that Alvin Gentry did last year? Forget the wins and losses. How hard he had those boys playing. Why do we say that? The season was sabotaged. Anthony Davis wants out. The Pelicans' ownership forces them to limit his playing time, bench him in fourth quarters, or don't play him at all. It was an absolute circus. And Alvin Gentry just continued to coach his butt off. This is 1 year after taking them to the semifinals of the Western Conference playoffs. And now you've got Zion and Ingram and Lonzo Ball. And now J.J. Redick is there. You got a sniper who's exceptional at moving without the basketball and launching threes on the run better than anybody in basketball. I mean, literally sprinting to the ball, and in the midst of sprinting, launches threes, and they go in at an over 40% rate. That's J.J. Redick, who I religiously believe gets underpaid, with the exception of the 1 year, $23 million deal he had with the Sixers a couple of years ago. He's religiously underpaid. And he's a veteran and trustworthy and reliable. I think J.J. Redick's going to do some special things for New Orleans. But I say all of that to say, everything's about Kawhi Leonard right now and where he lands. Because if he lands with the Clippers, they're title contenders. If he lands with the Lakers, it might not even be fair to play basketball games against them. They'd be that elite. Where would you like Kawhi Leonard to go? Where do you think he should end up? And what do you think his arrival at whatever team he joins will truly dictate to the NBA? That's really the story. It really, really is. 888-SAY-ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. That was Straight Talk Wireless. Everything for less, only at Walmart. We'll get to your calls and more in a minute before having the wonderful Ramona Shelburne on to start off hour number 2 right here with Stephen A. ESPN Radio, ESPN News. By the way, everybody loves summer, except for sleeping in swampy, heat-trapping sheets with no way to get cool, stay dry, and obviously no rest. That's why you need Sheets. Sheets patented sleep tech fabrics breathe 10 times better than traditional cotton sheets to keep you cool. They wick away moisture 3 times more than traditional cotton sheets to keep you dry, ensuring a more comfortable night's sleep. Visit trysheeks.com/Stephen A and use code Stephen A to get 25% off your purchase plus free